Are you ready? This is a completely brief history of caffeine addiction. Caffeine is the most used psychoactive drug in the world. Around 90% of adults use it every single day. Finland is the world champion coffee drinking country. Their per capita consumption is twice that of Italy, 3 times that of the US, and 10 times as much as Mexico. And look how well Finland is doing overall. They're like the best country. That doesn't mean caffeine is totally safe. It can cause real physical dependence. Just this spring, the American Psychiatric Association added caffeine withdrawal to the pages of its Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. But our love of caffeine is nothing new. People have been drinking tea and coffee for millennia, but they didn't know why it was giving them energy until 1819, when the caffeine compound was identified. Around the same time, Balzac is said to have consumed the equivalent of 50 cups of coffee every single day, though he actually pulverized the beans and consumed them as a dry powder. Speaking of dry powder, in 1903, a Japanese chemist filed the first patent for instant coffee. The same year, Coca-Cola removed the active elements of cocaine from its formula and replaced them with more sugar and caffeine. In 1912, Dr. Harvey Wiley, the first commissioner of the FDA, filed a lawsuit trying to get Coca-Cola to take that caffeine out, saying it was clearly addictive. He said, "In England, I have seen women who, if they were denied their tea at 4 o'clock, would become almost wild." Coca-Cola eventually settled the case out of court and reduced the amount of caffeine in the drink. 1946 was the best year for coffee drinking performance in the US. The average person drank 47 gallons per year. That's twice as much as we do now. We're still using a lot of caffeine though, we're just getting it in different ways. In 1985, Jolt Cola was born. Marketed for its energy-giving powers, it had all the sugar and twice the caffeine. By the late 1990s, energy drinks were everywhere. Now Monster comes in 32-ounce cans. There's also stuff like Red Bull, 5-Hour Energy, Full Throttle, Charge, Neurogasm, Hardcore Energized Bullet, Face Drink, Eruption, Crack Shot, Crunk, Dynapep, Rage Inferno, Slap, and good old Venom Death Adder. In 2005, fewer than 2,000 trips to hospital ERs involved energy drinks. By 2011, that number was over 20,000. This year, a caffeine skin spray raised tens of thousands of dollars on Kickstarter in just days. One pocket-sized vial of the stuff contains as much as 40 cups of coffee. This spring, the FDA announced that it is again concerned about our caffeine use, especially in kids, and it's looking into potential regulation. Normal, healthy people don't die from caffeine overdoses, but it can make you hallucinate, lose sleep, and be unbearable to be around. That effect is only worse when combined with alcohol, and it really can be dangerous. It seems like our generation sees caffeine less as a pleasant part of coffee and more as a drug of utility for binge drinking and working all night like eccentric French novelists. But we're not all eccentric French novelists, and that's the saddest part of all.